Hello everyone and welcome to my Retro Media Room. Today we're taking a look at 5 original Xbox games that look and play better than ever on Xbox Series X through backwards compatibility. By the way, is it just me, or are you sick and tired of every other video on YouTube being narrated by AI voices? Not my channel, this is just me and a microphone. I refuse to use AI to narrate my videos. My goal is to be as honest and authentic as I possibly can with you guys through my content. If you appreciate that sort of content, please hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and the like button to help me with the algorithm. And most of all, please comment on the video. I love to hear from you all, feedback, memories, whatever the case. I reply to every comment. And to start our list, we're going to take a look at Red Dead Revolver, developed by Rockstar San Diego and published by Rockstar Games. Now to be fair, there's also a PlayStation 2 port of this that you can digitally play on PlayStation 4 and 5. That's a decent way to play the game, but it's only at half the frame rate of the Xbox version. The original Xbox version ran at 60 frames per second while the PlayStation 2 port was only 30. So due to the Series X's horsepower, it pretty much runs at a locked 60. In addition to the performance, the loading times are lightning fast, the image quality is significantly enhanced with much higher resolution, so the game looks super clean, better than ever before. Now, for those that aren't aware, Red Dead Revolver is actually the first in the Red Dead Redemption series. Now, it's not considered canon with the story and characters. It is considered tales and folklore in the world of Red Dead Redemption. In addition to that, you have Annie Stokes, who clearly inspired Bonnie McFarlane and her ranch, as well as Annie Stokes being a multiplayer skin in Red Dead Redemption. So there are a lot of Easter eggs here that connect them to each other. But what's really interesting is that the DNA of this game is not in fact Rockstar, it's actually Capcom. Back in 2003, Capcom was developing this as an arcade-style Western shooter. They canceled it, and then not long after that, Rockstar purchased it, finished it, and released it. All of that aside, which is very interesting, what was really cool at the time, because I played this when it first came out, this is a very fun game, and at the time, there was really not that many Westerns floating around. And this was easily the best of the bunch for its day, kind of like Red Dead Redemption is now. The gunplay is very fun, there's a variety of weapons, the different characters are able to play and their different abilities. Kind of like Twisted Metal, how each car had their own special attack. Each hero that you play has their own special ability, which is very fun. So this is not a realistic game by any sense. It is super stylistic and over the top. But that's what makes this so fun. What's also a ton of fun is the replayability of the game, where you keep coming back to try to get a better score to unlock different characters and weapons. But what's important about that, unlocking characters, is you use those characters in Showdown mode. Showdown mode is the multiplayer deathmatch mode of the game with up to 48 characters to choose from. You can play against bots or with a local buddy. It's a ton of fun. It's quite literally a Twisted Metal in the West on foot, with everybody having their own unique abilities. It's so much fun. I've always loved this mode. And it's that dangling carrot to keep you playing to unlock all the characters. So if you want a Western shoot 'em up romp with fun characters and events and stories, you can't go wrong with Red Dead Revolver. I've loved it for many years. You can't go wrong. I can't recommend it enough. Up next, we're looking at Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb, developed by The Collective and published by LucasArts. With Indiana Jones and the Great Circle releasing soon, I figured it was an interesting time to go ahead and take a look at this original Xbox Indiana Jones game. As usual, through backwards compatibility, the image quality is better than ever, 4K resolution. Now, it's only 30 FPS in terms of frame rate, because that's what the original game was, and that's what this is, but it's going to be more consistent than it used to be. So that's very nice. What really shines in this game is the authenticity in various elements. The sound alike to Harrison Ford, while not Harrison Ford, he does a good job here. The sound effects in general are very well done. Your pistol sounds exactly like the movie, your whip sounds like the movie. John Williams' classic score is throughout here, so that's very nice. So you really do feel like you're in the world of Indiana Jones. Now, this is not a AAA level game, so don't expect perfection here. It does get better as you get used to the controls, because controls have a certain feel to them, but it still has some flaws. The combat, while fun, can be pretty clunky. Even more clunky is the platforming. Grabbing ledges, getting the exact right direction of your jumps, falling down and getting back up to certain areas over and over and over again because you keep missing that one little jump can be pretty frustrating. But what's even more frustrating is the checkpoint system. It's quite frustrating when you fall to your death by accident because a section is pretty lousy at platforming, and you have to go through an entire slew of the level just to get back to that point again to only fall again. So yeah, that's not very fun, and it kind of makes you want to stop playing. But if you're willing to power through that, there is a diamond in the rough here, especially if you're an Indiana Jones fan. So if you want to wet your whistle with Indiana Jones and you're waiting for the new game to come out, go ahead and check out The Emperor's Tomb. It's definitely worth checking out. Up next we have Black, developed by Criterion Games and published by Electronic Arts. I'll never forget the marketing for Black back in the day, which put a huge emphasis on guns, explosions, and action, and it certainly does that. In terms of the graphical enhancements, the image quality and resolution are better than ever, much cleaner image. The frame rate on the other hand is just at a 30 FPS, so nothing special in that regard, but it is more consistent. I've always heard from the cult following about this game. People love Black. Now this was the first time really playing it for me. I'd played it a little bit back in the day on a demo, but this is the first time I sat down with it and played it for multiple levels. And I have some honest thoughts on the game. Things I like: it looks good, it animates well, the enemies have good death animation, especially when they go ragdoll. The shotgun here is awesome. I love the shotgun. It's so much fun. The chaos, the explosions, the guns, the gunplay, all that stuff is very fun. But some of the gripes I have include a few technical issues. When you initiate and reload, it makes the whole background blurry, where the focus becomes of the gun. Now I understand what they were going for here. They were going for, ooh, look at my gun as I reload it. That's fine and good, but in the middle of action, I want to see what's in front of me, even while I'm reloading and moving around and trying to avoid getting shot. So that's actually a problem because it literally blinds you, it blurs the background so much. Some of the guns are kind of weaker, so it makes it where the enemies become bullet sponges, and that's annoying. Now the shotgun and sniper rifle don't feel that way at all. But say the AK-47, which is a fun gun to shoot, but it takes too large of a portion of the magazine just to take out one enemy. So that can be a little bit hit or miss. Aside from the armored guys, that's actually okay. I like that they have elite guys that take more bullets to kill. But your standard guys, it should be just several rounds. I just always find it more fun when a game like this is more realistic in that manner. I don't like bullet sponges. But hey, at least they react to the shots, to be fair. And just some of the reloading logic is pretty goofy, especially considering how much of an emphasis on the guns they put. Like doing a tactical reload where you still have a hot round in the chamber and you either pop in a new shell or pop in a new magazine and it still cocks the gun each and every time you reload no matter what. That's obviously not logical in the real world. You're literally ejecting hot rounds doing that. So while that's not perfect, some games get it right, some games don't. This one certainly didn't. So yeah, the game's not perfect. It's about like a 7 out of 10 for me. It's solid, it's fun, but it's no AAA title. Now I know some of the fans are going to disagree with me because there are some people that are passionate about this game. I just think it's a relatively competent shooter and it's pretty fun. So I do recommend it if you want something that's high octane, lots of explosions and guns, just for some brainless fun. So Black, check it out, particularly on Xbox Series X because it looks better than ever. Up next we're taking a look at Dead or Alive Ultimate, developed by Team Ninja and published by Tecmo. So Dead or Alive Ultimate is a compilation including Dead or Alive 1 and 2, with Dead or Alive 1 here being a remaster of the 1996 Sega Saturn version. For myself and probably many others, the first way I ever played Dead or Alive was on the PlayStation 1, which was a solid port at the time. But with this remastered version on Xbox through backwards compatibility, it looks really incredible for what it is. The resolution here is ultra sharp, the frame rate is a perfect 60 frames per second, it plays and looks beautiful. Yeah, the graphics themselves are quite dated, but it's the best the game has ever looked from its time. If you're a big fan of the first game, this is the ultimate way to re-experience it. And it is a pretty solid fighter. I've always liked the first one. I don't like it as much as the games to follow, but it is solid. But I really do love the soundtrack here. The intro, the fighter select screen, really memorable tunes here. This compilation is really great for hardcore Dead or Alive fans because this is a premium way of playing the first game. Really fantastic. And boy is the AI tough in this game. It does not play around. You need to get at least decent at one of the fighters in order to make it through. So if you want a challenge, you'll find it here. Moving along to Dead or Alive 2, which is a remake of the 1999 Dreamcast port. I myself will always be nostalgic for the Dreamcast version. There's just things about it that'll never be fully replicated. But this truly is the ultimate version of the game. With a new fighter, new stages, updated stages, new outfits, you name it. There's so much more here. And the graphics engine, wow. Absolutely beautiful. Through backwards compatibility, the image quality and resolution is phenomenal, and the frame rate is buttery smooth. This is the best looking and playing version of Dead or Alive 2 in existence. It's actually interesting because the Dreamcast version being the original, the PlayStation 2 version, hardcore, being kind of its own feel, and then you have this one being, well, the ultimate version. Dead or Alive 2 is when Team Ninja truly stepped up their formula from the first game. While the first game is decent, the second one just sent it to the stratosphere. The combos, the combat, the pick up and play mechanics, it's so fun. Whether it be playing against the computer, playing against friends, it is an absolute blast as a fighting game. To this day, it's one of the greatest fighting games ever made. The 3D stages, knocking players around within the stages and having multiple levels. Dead or Alive 2 is an absolute classic, and this is just such a crazy update to it. So this Dead or Alive Ultimate compilation, if you get it physically, they're paired together. Otherwise, on Xbox Live, they're sold separately. So if you just want the second one, you don't have to get the first one and vice versa. I highly recommend them both. If you're a Dead or Alive fan, these are must-haves. And finally, we have Dead or Alive 3, which to this day is an Xbox exclusive. This game is so gorgeous. With Dead or Alive 2 and this having the same engine, so they look quite a bit similar to each other, these are phenomenally beautiful games. They truly showcase what the Xbox was really capable of from the time, just now with updated resolution and frame rate. Dead or Alive 3 has even more of what you would expect after playing 2, so going from 2 Ultimate to this has a very similar feel, with additional characters, additional stages, additional stories. Dead or Alive 3 is just another great addition to the Dead or Alive franchise. Some could argue it was the last great Dead or Alive, but there are still Dead or Alive 4 and 5, which will be another video. So if you want a fun, hard-hitting, easy to pick up and play, beautiful fighting game, you cannot go wrong with Dead or Alive 3, along with Dead or Alive Ultimate. These games are fantastic for fighting game fans, and they hold up to this day very easily. In fact, I would argue they look and play better than some of these newer fighters. So that was 5, or you could say 6, original Xbox games that look and play better than ever on Xbox Series X. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe on your way out. Please comment on the video. I would love to hear from you all. God bless and have a wonderful day.